Hello and welcome to a life beyond me, where we go beyond this small little version and idea of ourselves, transcending all conditioning that has been put onto ourselves, all these old weird beliefs about ourselves that makes us small and victimized in some ways. By that we are creating new pathways, neurological and in the actual world, to step into more truthful selves of ourselves and create abundance, beauty, connection, all that jazz that we really love. We're going to bring that more into our lives by going beyond me, that small mind identified version of ourselves with that little storyline that is attached to our lives of the things that have happened, how we are, how the world is. This is all to be done away with, because then we expand into something that is a lot grander and more beautiful, stronger, more empowered, and in general just bigger than we have ever imagined ourselves to be. Today I want to talk with you guys about something very intriguing and interesting, yet again, how it always is when we come together here for a little video. Um, Today I want to talk with you guys about mistakes and failure, and how we have grown up in a way that has not taught us the right way of engaging with that mainly. Stepping back, traveling back into the past of our lives, we will find ourselves in school. This is where failure becomes a very weird thing, actually. We are traversing back through time to school right now, get into the mindset, be in school again, and see how failure has been managed or talked about in school. Wasn't there always this sense that you had to be able to do the things just perfect? Right from the get-go, you should have been able to understand everything. Anything you did, any little action you undertook while in school, while trying to figure something out, was graded. And if you didn't manage to be good enough right from the start, you got a bad grade for your efforts, right? You were told you are not enough. What you are doing is not enough for us. We want more. We don't expect you to learn at your pace. No, you have to be this and that fast, and otherwise you're not good enough. You're a failure. You're failing this test. You're failing life in general, because school and making good grades is of such importance at such a young age. It somewhat defines self-worth and our acceptance of ourselves, and that's why it's so detrimental to even use grades. That's just idiotic in its own right. But let's go a bit deeper into failure and see how discouraging that was. If someone tells you that you're failing at something, if the grade on your paper is telling you you failed, you were not good enough, or you have just barely made it, you're just slightly okay, that didn't feel nice. That was awful. That was really, really awful. And then taking that grade for yourself and dealing with it yourself, and then you would have to present that to your parents in a way, and depending on how they were going about grades in your school life, it all depends. Some would have been like, okay, it doesn't matter. Some would have been like, oh well, you should maybe take a look at that and get better. Be better than this, son or daughter. Be better. And in that way, failure became something very negative. We have attached emotions that are not really comfortable, right? Like failing it sucks. If you're not able to get something right, you feel like, oh no, oh damn, right? You should have been able to do that better. And the thing is, we have learned from this. We have learned that failure equals discomfort and shitty feelings that we don't want. So what we do now, it's quite an amazing feat, actually, how our psyche works. It tries to protect us from this discomfort, this yucky feeling of failing. In that way, it holds us back from attempting things that we might fail at doing. It keeps us in a certain level of comfort zone, really looking out for our best because it wants us to feel nice and warm and cozy in a way, yet disempowering us to learn new things because we just don't want to feel that failure at times. This is where a new perspective will come to the rescue and will be able to change many things for you. Learning is failing. That's what it's always been. If you don't know something and you want to get to know what it is all about, and you try and you assemble, you disassemble, you put it together in different ways, you try it this, and that way, you are going to fail. You're going to create something that is not yet perfect. But this is going to be a very important step in your process of learning. This is how you get to know a subject, a topic, a tool, a process, an idea. It is going to the boundary of your skill level at that point in time, brushing up against it, potentially jumping slightly over it, and then maybe falling back a little. And this is what we have been told is failure. Like you were not able to complete the task to full satisfaction right from the start, and therefore you get a bad grade. But in actuality, it is you expanding your comfort zone. It is expanding your being, learning something new, a new skill. And that takes time and many, many failed attempts. That's just how it is. There's no master that has fallen from the sky. It takes time, effort, repetition. There's this old saying that 10,000 hours spent on an activity make you an expert in that activity. And that's how it is. Until then, you will not achieve wholesomeness in this. You will have good results and bad results, and it all doesn't matter because it's about the process itself. It's about the creation. And that is another thing that has been somewhat ruined in school through external gratification. We were trained in school to complete tasks so we get good grades and so we can advance in life. Always being in the task but doing it for a certain result outside of us, not with inner gratification because the task itself was so much fun. No, we did do the task to get some outside appreciation, a grade, a nice word from the parents, from the peers, from the teachers, whatever it was really. With that, something very unfortunate happened in our lives, and that was that external gratification became a key focus of our actions. We didn't do something just for the pure enjoyment anymore as we did as little kids, where we were just shoveling mud around with no result in mind just because it was so much fun. But then we got into school and we had to do and deliver on tasks that we didn't care about whatsoever, and then we were even expected to excel at them, not being interested in them, and then being graded on how good and how well we do within these tasks. And that has totally distorted how we engage with action and doing things, because we are always waiting for that external result that is going to give some sense of gratification. Then it's off to the next thing. Coming back to an enjoyment of the action, of the doing itself, is where our cure lies for this. Being willing to miserably fail is being willing to amazingly succeed and learn some amazing new skills that we didn't have before. And that is something that is expansion, that is going beyond what we know already. And this is connected with some growing discomfort, because we're stretching out through a little shell. We're stretching through a layer that was surrounding us, and we are reaching through, trying to learn something new, and we are holding on to something that is outside of this, and we are pulling us through. This is almost like a little birth of sorts, because we become someone grander, we become someone that has more skills now. So in that way, failing, it doesn't even exist. This word is an idea that has no meaning. It's absolute bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. It is just learning. You are growing into something bigger and more beautiful when you try things, and you're not going to be able to do everything just perfect from the start. So go back into that. That's what I want to remind you of. Start doing things again just because they're fun. They don't need to have a result in mind. They don't have to be this or that good. It doesn't matter. It's totally unimportant. You don't have to impress anyone, not even yourself. Just do things that you enjoy and love, and you will learn and you will get better at them automatically. And this will bring satisfaction in ways that you might not have felt for a long time. So go ahead and create. Be daring, be brave, try something new, touch something, feel something, think about something, put something together, take something apart. Have fun with it, play. Nothing has changed. It's still just for shits and giggles. It's about having fun and learning and growing. This is what it's all about, to be here on this planet. And that's the beautiful thing that you can connect with, that is just about creating. This is why I'd like to ask you for today to really take a look at things in your life where you're possibly not going into the discomfort of possibly failing, where you're afraid to learn something new, or something feels so out there, and failure would be so detrimental to your self-image and to your comfort that you're not going for it. Have a look at that and see how much fun it would actually be to try and play around with that and learn how to do it. How grand would be the addition of enjoyment to your life if you would just go for it. This is the reminder for the day. Check this out, take a look at those things inside of yourself, and you will discover beautiful things.